another episode of the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a show made by 12s from around the world for 12s from around the world. I'm Mosette, and here's your host, and my dad, the self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Allen Church of Seahawk Positivity.
Yes, thank you, everyone. This is indeed your self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Allen Church of Seahawk Positivity, and welcome one and all to episode 1215 of your 12-Man Fan Jam as your Seattle Seahawks, your first place Seattle Seahawks, get ready to take on those New York Jets. So do us all a favor, grab a desired sin or beverage that you would like to have on with you, and I don't know if that means put your seat belt up in the full upright position, put your tray table up, and put your arms and legs inside the podcast at all times. We're going with it. And what can I tell you?
We'll do it live.
Did you really think we were going to lose with the Reverend of Seahawk Positivity in the stands? I think not. We'll talk about that in a little bit. All right. And, that intro, just act like that didn't happen. Here we are on the show. And what is our show without our posse? What is our posse without Matt from merry old England? Hi, Matt.
Good morning, Moses. How are you?
Wonderful. Yourself?
Well, the last time I had a seatbelt up inside me, the way you've just described it, was when I had a Ford Fiesta, and it was a very difficult journey. I'm not going to lie. But I would like to
Too
say
much information.
Yeah, I would like
illegal procedure.
It's a very
Not
small
that there's
car.
anything wrong with that.
Yeah.
Sounds like a pretty illegal procedure.
It's a very small car. It's very difficult to make the proper movements in a very small car such as that. But I would like to say a very happy Thanksgiving to everyone over there in the States.
Thank you.
First opportunity I've had a chance since you've all had.
Yes.
Oh no, it's not. We're not recording on the Thursday. But anyway, I hope you all had a lovely Turkey Day. And yeah, great.
This is quite an exciting week for you because we're playing Aaron Rodgers.
Yes. No, it's always exciting when we play Aaron Rodgers for many reasons, and maybe
yes.
we'll come on to some of those later in the show.
Maybe we will. Another man who had a great Thanksgiving is Will. Hi, Will.
Hi, Moses. How are you?
Good. How was your Thanksgiving?
It was good. Got to spend some time with my parents. And
Good.
Matt, I'd like to reciprocate and wish you a very happy Thursday.
It's great. One of the best. It's one of the best.
Yeah. Well, very good. How's April? And you have electricity back, so I know.
Yes, I spent a good chunk of last week without any power, and it was a night on the chilly side.
Look at that big sweaty.
The thing
Coming
is,
up for hugs.
you got to remember, you got to listen to what Kamala said. Don't let anyone take your power. You gotta keep your power.
Well, the bomb cyclone had other ideas.
They took our power.
That's all behind it.
Yeah, I'm glad you're and down there, of course, is Dustin and Kona.
Who's your big
Dustin? How are you, buddy?
I'm good for now. The internet keeps jacking up though, so it's getting pretty annoying, but I'm all right for the moment.
Good. Here's your big sweetie, Kona. Who's a big sweetie? Oh, God.
Kona, here, girl.
Our 12-man fan jam show, original mascot,
Can you speak?
Kona.
Kona, can you speak? Speak?
I want to give kisses.
Kona, speak. It's like, nope, I'm not gonna play with you. I'm not your monkey.
I'm not your monkey.
Yeah.
There's no treat in your hand. I've seen
Her time is
Speak.
worth this.
Speak,
Yeah,
I can
Jane
rip
gonna
your
do it.
arm off there. How about that, Pops?
Yeah.
There's
Jane's
your
gonna do it.
That's all right. She's so adorable.
You speak? You speak? Don't speak? Speak.
Oh.
Hey!
Tricked her. There was no treat.
That's outrageous behavior. I'm making a note of that.
Yeah.
I have a dream that my kids will. Oh no! All right,
She's looking at me like, what the fuck, dude?
and that's why she is our 12-man fan
You
jam show
betrayed
mascot.
me.
Yep.
Well,
Ain't gonna let that go.
we have a great show ahead of you. We got 4 quarters and a halftime like we normally do. So let's see what our format is for this show.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
12-man fan jam show format, 4 quarters and a halftime, just like a real NFL game. At quarter 1, we're going to talk about little Mo and I and our family trip out really to go see the Seahawks this last weekend. Beat the Cardinals. We met Dustin there. We met Will there. Matt was still thousands of miles away. But also Statsman Mark. We're going to show you some pictures that we took from that trip and also have a little fun captioning a picture or two. Coming up also in the second quarter, we will review that game between the Seahawks and the Arizona Cardinals, 16-6 victory for the Seahawks. At halftime, it is the best Seahawk-themed trivia game on the internet. 12-man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia
Of the world.
of the world. And who won at the live show last week? Does anybody remember?
I always say me, but I want to say it was.
I think it was Mark. I think Statsman Mark. I think Statsman Mark won.
I think so.
I think Statsman Mark won. Quarter 3 is everything you need to know about the upcoming game between your Seahawks and the New York Jets. And the fourth quarter, put all that together, and we have game balls, predictions, and prognostications. We'd like to remind you that we are on the social media. You can find us at X at 12-Man Fan Jam Show. You can find us on TikTok also, believe it or not, at the 12-Man Fan Jam Show. Our face group, or our group on Facebook is the 12-Man Fan Jam Show. Our face group, is that what I said?
Yes. Face group.
Anyway,
Wow.
Our MySpace group is 12-Man Fan Jam Show. We got game day thread on there. We have some polls. We did who's the better rapper, Will or Dustin, which I thought was kind of fun. And also our game day threads. And if you're looking for what we did last week, you'll find it on there as well. And then you can always email us at 12manfanjamshow@gmail.com. And we are obviously on the YouTube channel Seahawk Positivity. There's some outtakes, some older shows on there, all kinds of fun. So, all that being said, we want to start the first quarter, talk about our trip to Seattle. Little Mo and I and Sean and our son Brandon, we all went to Seattle, and there I am, and there's my son, Little Mo, and then that's my girlfriend Sean. We were all ready for our trip, flew out to Seattle, and then that's Brandon, her son. It's his first time in the game. We'll talk about that in a minute. But we had a nice trip. Her other son will show, he lives in Renton. This is, of course, where we sit with our tickets, thanks to Neil Hart. There's his son, her son who lives in Seattle. And I say these two look like twins. They're 6 years apart. I know it's hard to believe, but when I first saw him, I thought, wow, Brandon shaved. And then I found out, no, that wasn't Brandon. But that's his brother, Derek. And it's Derek's girlfriend, who lives, they both live in Seattle. They live in Renton, or Kirkland, I should say. So they went.
Neither of which are Seattle.
Because that's neither of those are Seattle.
And he works at SpaceX, so
wow.
So he's But it was their first game, and I will tell you, folks, Seahawk fans, from people who are not Seahawk fans, who came up. First off, I separately talked to them separately. They both said the exact same thing. Way more fun than a Colts game. First off, second off, a hell of a lot louder than any Colts game they've ever gone to. So. They were impressed. They're like, I see why you come up here every year. So
I went to a Colts game one time. I thought it was fun.
Yeah, it was pretty loud when I went one time. This is Statsman Mark, who, as you see, is alive and well. And this is Little Mo and myself, and we're talking about after the game, having some fun there. That's Sean, my girlfriend, and that's Mr. and Mrs. Seahawk. And Bruce, also known as Painted
Professor
Hawk.
Bruce, as I call him, with the glasses now.
Yes, he's got glasses now. He's getting old.
Love you,
but everyone
Bruce.
there, of course, it's like family to us. There's the three of us. You can see the excitement. I should have used that for caption the picture right there. But
there you go.
It's a good picture. And so that was our trip to Seattle. Dustin was with us. I don't know, Dustin, why we didn't take any pictures of you.
He did. He was probably just at a shot at the bottom.
It's they're classified.
We spent the whole weekend. I mean, Saturday they came over, and Saturday Mark and Dustin and Mo and I did the show, and then we hung out all Saturday until bedtime, basically watching football. Yeah. We ate some pizza and some amazing wings, and then Sunday after the game, we stayed at the Silver Cloud, which is right there by the stadium, which is why we stayed there. And then after the game, Mark came back. Dustin left; he had to go home, but Mark followed us back to the hotel, and we ate more wings and hung out. So we just hung out all weekend, watched football, talked, did some shopping, of course, got a fair amount of jerseys to bring home, fair amount of good stuff to bring home. I got this incredible, really, really love the hat.
Yeah, salute to service.
Salute service that Dustin had been wearing. Got that, got the shirt and got a jersey. I thought, well, I'll just get a jersey. So I got a DK Metcalf salute service jersey, which is pretty cool looking too. So I really, really like these hats. And I mentioned it on the show. I said, I really like those salute service hats. And
I like the camo pattern this year.
I like the gray, and gray's nice. Really nice.
I'm glad it's not the olive color that they use. So often. Doesn't look all that great on the jerseys. And
it's nice that there's different kinds of camo that they're dabbling into. Like that's
Yeah.
like more of an Arctic pattern.
Right.
And maybe they'll do like the old military one, older ones anyways, like 25 years ago, where it's like a woodland pattern. It's like
Yeah.
a deeper green. It's kind of cool and brown and
Yeah.
black. Maybe they'll do that next.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. The trip out was interesting because Little Mo did not sleep, and we got up at 3:00 our time, which is midnight your time. And we're flying out, and we sat in front of three of the rudest, loudest, obnoxious kids I've ever met in my life. And I thought Little Mose could commit a felony. I mean, he just kept looking at me like, I can't put up with this. I got a headache. I haven't slept.
How old are the kids?
They were older than they should have been acting. I'd say probably 6, 8, 9, probably.
Why the hell didn't you say something? I would have
Well-
been, hey, mom, you need to get them little fuckers under control.
So here's the thing. Then on the way back from Seattle, not directly behind us, but to behind us and to the right was a mother with 4 kids, and the oldest couldn't have been 5. And they were awesome. And they were awesome. They were quiet the whole time. At one point, I looked back. Mom was sleeping. The baby was on her sleeping. All of them were sleeping except the one over here. And he's just playing his game. Quiet as could be.
Speaks to the parenting.
I know. That's what I told the guys. I told the parent, I feel like a commercial where you grow up like your parents. But I said, you got to hear this because as a father, I'd want to hear it. Your kids were awesome on the flight.
Yeah.
So enough of that. That was our trip to Seattle. We have to go back next week. We want to thank everybody. Neil Hart, who got us the tickets, everyone who came to visit us. The ones that didn't, I know we'll catch up. Well, we make this a yearly thing, and we'll try to keep next year. Hopefully, we'll be able to see more people. We didn't get to see as many people this time, but that's okay. We'll make it maybe a little more public next time. And other than that, all we saw and all we didn't see. Thanks for spending time with us or thinking about us. And that's our trip to Seattle this year. So that being said, if you're looking for episode 1214 for the Cardinals, you can look at, there's 3 parts, and they are on the 12-Man Fan Jam Show Facebook page. But now it's time to have a little fun before we go to the second quarter. Let's caption a picture.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
What is going on here?
Yeah, it's time to caption a picture. What is going on here? This was sent by actually Will, right? Well,
Yep.
Will sent this to us. This is Bo Nix, and I think there's a lot you could do with this. I don't know, Dustin. What are your thoughts there on that picture? Capture that picture.
Well, I didn't really have a caption, but earlier I was like, it looked like that was the first time he ever got the shocker, apparently.
Hey, if you know what the shocker is, we're not talking about the grocery bill. We're talking about something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good one. Will, caption that picture.
Wait, the Bears didn't call timeout? What are they doing?
Yeah.
Unbelievably horrible management, which cost the coach today, by the way.
Yeah.
Matt, you got one for capture that picture?
I'd probably say something like, "Oh, so now you're telling me Russell Wilson has suddenly started winning again?"
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And this one is the ref. Why is the ref throwing the flag there? Which,
Well, they throw them everywhere else.
Yeah, I know. I guess I was going to be a little bit more risque with that, but I changed my mind.
No.
I was gonna say, why is he shoving the flag up that?
Yeah.
It could be the face you make after the butt slap stays on your butt just a little bit too long.
It's a little too long.
Yeah.
You never up.
You get the little finger in. Yeah, hello.
Whoa.
River.
I didn't go there with that. I mean, Dennis, I didn't go there with that.
Yeah.
Oh,
He didn't want to go more risque, and then
We've
he
all
went with
had
that.
it, guys. We've all had it. Come on. That's what my therapist told me. Okay. That's the end of capture that picture. However, I have a surprise capture that picture that only the posse knows about because I want them to get a good look at it. And here's another caption that picture. This is Little Mo on TV. We were captured on TV by his mother, and she took a picture of us, and I kind of cropped it. And I want to know, Dustin, what's he saying? What's Little Mo saying here?
He's probably rooting for Myers.
Go Myers, Will.
Yep.
Dustin won trivia again.
Yeah. Right.
Matt.
I was gonna say what Dustin said, which is just like, I can't believe Myers made that kick. He's the best kicker ever.
Yeah.
Well, of course, I was going to use Myers as well because I was going to say, that's the biggest kicker I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah. Well, he missed the one, and a little Mo looked down at me and Mark. We looked over at him.
The minute he missed, they were a row behind us and about 10
Yeah.
seats to our right. And the minute he missed, we both looked that way, and they're both looking at us. And the little shitty grin he had on his face.
Yep.
Oh my God. Yeah. So there's our salute to Little Mo. Little Mo's working, so he will not be here, but we are, and that will end the first quarter.
That's the end of the first quarter, bitches!
All right, it was fun to talk about our trip. It was fun to have Little Mo as part of our caption that picture. It's been a lot of fun, but we're not done with that Cardinals game. We're going to talk about the Jets game coming up in the second half, and we'll have halftime trivia. But before we do all of that, let's talk about that Cardinal game, a 16-6 win for the Seahawks, and that is coming up right after this.
You are watching the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
I like it.
It's the second quarter.
Yes, it is the second quarter of episode 1215 of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show, the Jets edition, but we're not quite ready to talk about the Jets. We're going to talk about the Cardinals in the second quarter. That is Matt, that is Will, that is Dustin, I, and Moses. So we're all here, the posse's here. We had a great trip to Seattle. We talked about that, but let's talk about the game we saw. 16-6 Seahawks win over the Cardinals, get first place. Matt, your thoughts on that game?
It was a little slow starting. Not gonna lie, I was a little bit worried in the first quarter. There was no points, but it was all a bit very defensive. But that's okay. I like a defensive game. It got a little bit spicy as we went on through the game. I think Gino had so much time behind that O line at times. I don't know. One of the players, I can't remember which one it was exactly, which quarter it was in, but I felt like we'd lost a quarter with him still making that one play. It was the longest he'd ever held on to a ball in his life. I think JSN
minus
had
puberty.
A great game. Yeah, DK had a great game. JSN had a great game. I think it was pretty well coached. I thought it was pretty well done. I felt like we were in control pretty much all the way through. Murray didn't get his elusive touchdown. That's the first game he hasn't scored a touchdown in for a very long time, I think. So I was quite pleased with that result. Gino did have one embarrassing interception, which I still don't quite understand what the hell he saw, what he was doing. But whatever it was, put it behind us. Let's forget it. But other than that, I thought it was a really, really entertaining game. I would just like to thank those two people who joined me on the game day thread because no one else was around. And I ran the whole game day thread on my own.
You did a great job.
Good job.
I saw it. You did a great job. Yeah, that was well done.
I even had to copy and paste the thank you from the previous.
Nice.
I'd run out of thumb power by this point.
Nice. No, that was great.
Hilarious.
Yeah. Will, what about you? What are your thoughts on the game?
Well, Moses, back about 5 years ago when we had Jadeveon Clowney, he turned in one of the best defensive performances I've ever seen in a Thursday night game against the 49ers.
Yes.
Pretty much single-handedly won us that game. And I think Leonard Williams' performance in this Sunday's game may have come close because that man was unblockable.
Oh,
I mean, two and a half sacks, tackle for loss, came this close to getting a fumble that would have been returned for a touchdown. I mean, this is why we traded a second-round pick for this guy and then made sure to extend him to keep him in town. This is what we paid all that for. And if this is what we have to look forward to with Leonard Williams in particular, I am absolutely thrilled because, the rest of the defense had a great game. Spoon had an incredible game. Has forced the pick six that Kobe Bryant brought back and still had time to get a taunting penalty, which I wish he would knock that off, but oh well. But you look at the defense the last couple of weeks, and this is what we expected we were going to get from Mike McDonald coach defense, and it's finally showing up. And Moses, I finally managed to catch up with you after the game, and I looked at you and said, boy, I really miss Jerome Baker and Tyrell Dodson. Said no Seahawk fan ever.
Right.
But yeah, I mean,
but we thought we were.
Tyrese Knight, Dustin's nephew.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
I cannot believe I'm blanking. The guy from the Rams and the Titans.
Ernest
Jones.
Oh.
Those two have been a perfect fit so far. So it's
Ernest Jones has been amazing.
I love what I'm seeing out of this defense lately. I hope we can keep.
I do too. The national press is still raving about Witherspoon on that pick six. What he did, his reaction, it was so instinctually perfect that they said you could not have played that any better than he played that, and that was a Pro Bowl play by a second-year player. That was an elite play where he diagnosed the run and and now he's going out and just set himself immediately backpedaling to cause enough disruption to cause that pick six. And I said at one point at the game, I said, this is Leonard Williams' house. We're just visiting. I mean, my gosh. Like you said, not since Clowney have I actually been in awe of one defender's 4 quarters like this guy. It was unbelievable. And I see now why we traded the second round for him. I see now why we got an extension on this guy. And he played decently last year as well. But wow, he blew up in this game. And something I'm going to turn to Dustin, but something I said at the live show that probably no one saw was this. After the bye week, during the bye week, I feel like McDonald did his work. During the bye week, he said, okay, Dotson, you're out. I'm bringing Knight in. I'm making changes. I'm not going to be the coach of a team that loses more than 3 out of the last 4. I'm done with that. And he looked like a guy that worked really hard over the bye week. And as a result, our defense has looked great against the 49ers. It's looked great against the Cardinals, 2 in a row. And they're saying things like they've been held under this many yards for the first time in 20 games or 12 games or whatever. That's 2 teams in a row that we've done that to. And to me, that shows how hard our head coach tried to fix things in the off week and try to make things better, because we're seeing that right now. Now I'm going to leave it to Dustin. Sorry, Dustin. Didn't mean to steal your thunder. What about your thoughts on this?
Oh no, it was a lot of fun. Seeing the defense play the way they have was great, and it's a good thing they did, because the offense is not getting it done the way they need to with the mistakes with Gino there. And the offensive line, going back and watching some of it, it's a wonder Kenneth Walker is still playing this year.
It is.
That dude he's getting the ball, hitting the backfield, scramble, maybe get a yard, maybe 2.
Yep.
He's getting, I mean, and it's not like the guys are getting beat on the offensive line, I want to say, because that implies that there was ever a competition. They're like, they are just whiffing on blocks.
Yeah.
Like, it's like they're blocking where the guy was, not where he's at.
Yeah.
That is.
It's still a serious concern.
What did I say to you? What did I say to you at the end of the half, Dennis? The best our offensive line looked was at the end of the half.
Yeah,
where we did the Hail Mary, whatever it was, and they only lined up one person on the
right, exactly.
And it was still almost a sack. Actually, I don't know if that's true, but
they still nearly got him. They still nearly got him.
Now, in all honesty, I thought they looked better in pass protection.
Because
there were a lot of times Gino had a lot of time. He just had no one to throw to. But I felt like they looked better in passing. But then I realized the Cardinals are there at the bottom on pass, on
pass rush
defense.
It's that old adage, isn't it? You live by the blitz, you die by the blitz. And so when they bring everyone, if he has to get that ball out fast enough to find that one receiver who clearly mustn't be covered because they brought 5 on a rush or something. So there must be someone out there who's not covered. What I will say though is was it McBride? Is that his name? The tight end?
Yeah.
He was causing us issues all over the place.
We almost should have thought about putting somebody on him to defend him.
We should have covered him.
That would have been a good idea.
That's a bold strategy, Dustin. Let's see if it's
bold.
Yeah.
I said at the beginning in the game day thread, I said his very first touch of the ball, I think, he is going to be tricky and troublesome today.
Yeah,
and he was all of those things.
He was, but in all fairness, I don't like to say this because I don't like to badmouth other teams. I think other teams are really, they're really good. They're really good no matter if they're Seahawks or not. I don't want to sound like a homie at all. But When I researched the Cardinals before this game, I was not impressed.
No.
When I watched them, I was even more not impressed. I'm not worried at 6-5 that they're going to win, 8 or 9 games. I'm really not. I just didn't see it. They don't have a
Yeah.
pass rush. They don't have a guy on defense. Buda Baker is has lost a step. I feel like this Cardinal team was pretty unimpressive coming to this game. But that being said, the Seahawks needed to and did dominate this whole game, and that's a big
Yeah.
plus.
It'll be interesting
Yeah.
to see when we do the rematch as to whether
Yes.
they've picked up anything and whether they make
Yes.
adjustments.
Yes. Starry McBride,
Yeah,
tailback.
it's what, a week from Sunday, right?
Right.
The,
Yeah.
A
Jets
couple
this
of weeks
week,
away,
Cardinals then.
Jets
I
and then the
think the
Cardinals, the rematch.
Packers after that or something.
Yep.
Packers
Something like
or
that.
Vikings.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So before we go into the Jets game, let's look at how we did on our posse prediction challenge. Posse prediction challenge. Let's see how we did. Of course, it's Team Posse against Team 12. Score, I gave it to Jose at 23-17. I had a 10-point win, so I got 2 points out of that. The only ones we got were the sacks. Sean and Jose both said 3 sacks. We had 5.
I picked the wrong secondary player.
Yeah. Witherspoon, absolutely. JSN, absolutely. Walker was kind of a non-existent, not because of him, but and Metcalf was close,
Yeah.
but I just didn't feel. I feel like JSN was more valuable.
Yeah, he's got like 100 more yards or something like that than Metcalf this
He's
year,
like
too. I think
4th in
I
the
saw.
league or something.
Yeah.
The over/under was under. Obviously, Jose, Mike, Andy, Jimmy, Sean, me, Will, and Little Mo all had that, meaning our scores look like this. Moses, me at 3, Jose at 3, Mike and Sean at 2, Will at 2, Little Mo and Statsman Mark at 1.
I
Meaning
got skunked.
our overalls, including the changes I made over the last couple scores. I did give Chris, I gave Chris the 1. I gave Will the 3. I think it was. I owed him. And so Will is still leading by 3 points over Maddie. Then Mike at 16, Jose at 16, me at 16, Dustin and Andy at 15, Chris at 14, Jimmy, Little Mo at 13, Statsman, Mark, and Sean. We've got 6 games left, I believe. 6 games left, and the score looks like this.
The spacing was weird there. It looked like Sean and them had a -8.
It did look like it didn't.
Yeah.
Don't tell her. Team Posse's leading 90-77 as we go into the rest of the game. So we're in a nice, comfortable lead. We just don't need anybody from that side to get a perfect score. And that'll hurt us. But that being said, let's go to halftime.
Holy shit, it's halftime!
All right, we're done with the Cardinals game. It was a great visit to Seattle. It was a great time. It was a good game. But now we focus forward. We look at the Jets. We talk about that game coming up between the Seahawks and the Jets. But before we do all that, it is the best Seahawk-themed trivia game on the internet. 12-man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia
of the world.
And that is coming up right after this. Don't you go change it.
You are watching the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yes, it is time once again for America's favorite Seahawk-themed trivia show on the internet. It's time for 12-Man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia
of the world.
A trivia show that challenges both the posse and the watchers and listeners of this show. For your amusement, the questions will be up on the screen and you can participate as well. If you do, leave us a message. Let us know how well you did. The contestants on this show, however, will be the posse, Matt, Will, and Dustin, and here are the rules. You have 2 questions each, one each round, worth a point. Any of those 2 rounds once in those 2 rounds, you can ask me to remove an incorrect answer from your question if you'd like. After that, we total up the points and we have a final question worth 2 points. And if everyone's tied after that, anyone tied after that will go into sudden death, secret, double probation, overtime question where the winner will be crowned 12-Man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia champion of this episode.
And the world.
And the world.
Yeah.
So,
Even the internet.
we're gonna say Mark won last time, so we're gonna go with Matt. Matt, question 1, 2, or 3?
2, please.
2, please. Will?
1.
And Dustin, would you like number 3?
Yes.
Works. All right, gentlemen, 2 questions about the Jets and the Seahawks and 1 not. Here we go. Will, yours is not. And it goes with this: an estimated 6.7 million gallons of water flowed into New York City sewers on February 28, 1983, and an estimated 1 million New Yorkers used the bathroom at the same time after the finale of what TV show? Cheers, Dallas, or MASH?
I know the answer.
Confirming the date is February 28, 1983.
Yep.
That would be MASH.
Be MASH. You'd be right, Ash. I actually teared up. I'm not gonna lie.
Say Cheers was closer. It might have been in the 90s. Even.
Cheers was 93. That's why I wanted to confirm the date. So there wasn't
It was MASH. It was MASH. Number 2, Maddie, when the Seahawks beat the Jets in New York in 1981. How many interceptions did Richard Todd, the famous Jets quarterback, Richard Todd, throw in that game? 1, 2, or 3?
2, the Todd.
Todd, what'd you say, Matt?
2.
2. Well, look at this.
That was Tua.
Tua. It was Tua. Dustin. Seahawks beat the Jets in New York in 2016.
Yes,
how many interceptions did Ryan Fitzpatrick throw in that game? Fitzmagic, 1, 2, or 3?
I'm gonna be super optimistic and say 3.
Super optimistic. Perfect.
Nice.
We have a perfect round, everyone. Everyone got a point.
Batting 1,000.
So what's the point?
Super optimistic. Expialidocious.
All right. Let's see here. We'll go with Matt, 4, 5, or 6.
5, please.
We'll go with Will, 4, 6.
4.
And Dustin, that will leave you question 6.
And that'll leave me making a drink.
All right. And he's gone, everyone. All right, Will. Seahawks beat the Jets in New York in 1977.
Joe Namath.
How many touchdowns did Jim Zorn throw in that game? 1, 2, or 3? How many Zorny touchdown passes in that game in 77?
Take one away.
It was either 1 or 2.
I'll say 2.
I'll say 2. 4, 4, 4, y'all. Unbelievable.
444?
Yeah, that's how many he threw.
He had a good game.
That's going to be a record.
That's a really good game.
Yeah.
Matt.
Yeah.
Seahawks beat the Jets in 1980.
Mm.
How many turnovers did the Jets have in that game? 1, 2, or 3?
Take one away, please.
I'm going to take 1 away. It's either 2 or 3.
Let's go with 3.
Let's go with 3. Oh, no, our first miss. It was 2.
What a loser.
No kidding.
I know.
Dustin, are you done mixing your drink?
Pouring the Pepsi.
All right. Where are you? Are you ready?
Play the Jeopardy theme music.
We're gonna start the question anyway. Here we go.
Stuck at Trebek.
Mom, I want a Pepsi.
What's the only New York City borough that is not technically an island, with 4 other boroughs being islands or part of an island? Is it Brooklyn, the Bronx, or Queens? Which one of these is technically not part of an island? Brooklyn, Bronx, or Queens?
I don't know. I know Jay-Z's from Brooklyn. I know J-Lo's from the Bronx. I know 50 Cent's from South Jamaica, Queens.
I watched Rumble in the Bronx.
Yeah. Well, Queens was
I went to a Queens Right concert.
I really want to say it's the Bronx, like Jenny from the Block, Bronx. But I'm gonna go with I kind of vaguely, I think, remember the map from Coming to America, so I'm gonna say Queens.
Okay. Well, I never thought, Dustin, I would tell you this, You should listen to J-Lo.
Ah,
The only borough not technically on an island or part of an island is the Bronx.
I
So,
had such a logical thought process too.
Will has 2, Dustin has 1, Matt has 1, but don't worry, you know why? It's time for final question. Final question worth 2 points. It is a high-low. It is a number, and we will go Matt, Dustin, and Will. And here is your question. Matt, since it's the Jets, we're going back to that mythical Super Bowl 3, Jets and Colts. How many yards of total offense did the Jets have in that Super Bowl?
14.
I might just be right. Total offense.
Total yards of offense.
Total yards of offense.
Total yards of offense.
I don't know. So let's just pick 3 random numbers and sum them
All
all
right.
together.
841.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. I'm gonna go with. Let's go. Oh, I don't care. 197.
197.
1910.
0.6.
Dustin,
Well,
197.
That kind of throws me off a little bit because I know they were offensive juggernauts in the NFL back then, but I was thinking it was gonna be like 178 yards. So, and he said 190 something. No, I'm gonna go 200 even. 200 even. But I think it's gonna.
197, 200, Will.
I think it's gonna be the under. I think it's gonna be the under.
I'll have some fun on this. I'll say 223.
223. All right. Well,
I'm in for a shot.
None of us did the smart move after Matt's guess.
$1.
$1.
All right. The total yards that the Jets have in Super Bowl 3 was 337.
Wow.
Holy shit!
So Will, you are our 12-man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia champion of the world.
Of the world.
Congratulations,
Wow.
Well done. Well done, Will.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, that was not bad. 337. That's pretty respectable.
Yeah.
It is,
By
yeah.
today. Yeah.
It just didn't score all that many times.
No, they just didn't.
No.
And maybe one of the most overrated Hall of Famers of all time, Joe Namath.
But he did have a Hall of Fame moment with Susie Colbert back
He
in
did.
the
He did.
2000s.
And he did flip our coin in the Super Bowl early, which was pretty cool. Made everyone laugh.
Wearing
Yeah.
a fur
Good
coat.
times.
They're like Chewbacca.
I like the way I like the referee came and went.
Yeah, quickly. He did a really good catch of that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then they all laughed. I thought it was cool. But anyway, this has been another head spinning, stomach churning,
Coin flipping.
shoulder breaking,
Butt itching.
long
Shocker
flight.
delivering. Yeah.
Pepsi
Whoa!
pouring.
Pepsi pouring, mixed drinking,
Fur coat wearing.
coin
Drink
flipping
spiking.
Yeah.
edition of your 12-man Fan Jam Show halftime trivia
Of the world.
of the world. We'll be back and talk about the Seahawks and the Jets, and we'll do that right after this break. You're watching 12-man Fan Jam Show. Plenty of leftover turkey for all. We'll be right back.
You are watching the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
If there's a better use for the internet, I haven't found it.
Holy shit, it's the third quarter!
Yes, this is your Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Island Church of Seahawk Positivity. Oh, dear God, help us all. And if you're just joining us, I don't know why, you missed an amazing halftime where Will won. Congratulations, Will. By the way, I like to show I like to talk about the overtime question. The final question had to do with the Jets' total offense. Of course, the overtime would have been the Colts' total offense in Super Bowl 3. And that was 324. So both of them had over 300 yards of offense. Not bad.
That's surprising.
Not bad.
Very surprising, actually.
Not bad for a 16-7 game in the 1960s, but we'll move on. Because those Jets are who we're not playing. We're playing the Jets that are in New York right now. I almost said Seattle, but that would be bad. Because Seattle's in New York, and if they're in Seattle, we got a problem. But The Jets that are in New
they're
York
not gonna be able
right
to play
now,
if they're in different towns.
or New Jersey, basically. And that is
Feel like
the
Madden.
Jets and the Seahawks. Session of the Seahawks will be Sunday at 1 p.m. on the East Coast, 10 a.m. on the West Coast. And Matt, for you,
6 p.m. It's an
oh,
early one.
good, good. That'll be a nice early time for you. That's nice.
Yeah.
You should have more often. We're gonna get you prepared for that game. We're gonna give you everything you need to know. We're gonna start by turning to our doctor with the 12-Man Fan Jam Show injury reports, Dr. Dustin. Dr. Dustin, tell us the news.
All right. Well, we're going to start off with the New York Jets. They have one player listed as out, offensive lineman Tyron Smith. That says he has a neck. We all do. I'm assuming his is injured. Questionable. They have several players.
Hold it right off.
Can you imagine that letter to the coach? Terribly sorry, coach. I can't play this weekend. I've got a neck.
I've seen a few linemen that look like they have no neck, just an
That
extra
is
set
true.
of shoulders.
Right. Very true. All right. So they have several questionable players. We have safety
yes,
Chuck
they do.
Clark. Chuck Clark position.
Yes.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers
Allegedly,
among them,
there are
obviously.
many questions.
Yeah. Running back Brees Hall has a knee injury. Offensive lineman Jay Canson has a hamstring injury. Linebacker C.J. Mosley has a neck injury. He's also got a neck apparently.
Do any
And
of their
then,
receivers? Do any of their receivers have any strange rectal injuries?
Not on the official report.
Yeah.
Offensive lineman,
No perineum troubles this week, huh?
not this week. No. And another offensive lineman, Xavier Newman, has a concussion. So they got
Yes.
one, two,
Hello.
three offensive linemen injured there. All right. That's from the headboard, right, Matt?
You've been to that hotel as well, Dustin.
I've heard of it.
It's going remarkably well.
Yes. All right, for the Seahawks, we have two players that are questionable, nobody that's out, and one that made the IR. So we have questionable players for the Seahawks. Tight end Bradley Russell dealing with a foot injury, and AJ Finley, the safety, is dealing with an ankle injury. And then Anthony Bradford, who's allegedly an offensive guard for the Seahawks, but an actual revolving door, is on the IR for the rest of the season.
Our rookie's going to get the start at right guard, Lamea.
Lamea.
Nice.
All right,
Yeah,
Lamea.
that's it. That's the whole
All right,
report.
all right.
Pretty easy.
Who was the player?
That was nice,
out
Dustin.
who was the player that was out for the Jets?
Tyrone, I'm not sure how I say his name, but it's Smith, offensive lineman.
It's probably Aaron Rodgers' pseudonym.
Probably.
Wait.
His
Thank you,
latest-
Dustin, for
His latest beard.
Oh man, you think he would play for the Bears, but we won't go there. Dustin,
That was a good one.
thank you,
That was
Dustin,
a good
for
one.
the wonderful injury report. And now we go across the ocean to talk about how the weather's going to be in the United States of America with our fashionable weather report with Matt from merry old England. Oh, Matt.
Yes, my specialist subject, what the weather is like in a completely different continent.
Yes. Yep.
Yes, thank you, Moses. We head over to MetLife Stadium, Rutherford, New Jersey this week, and I have to say, getting the weather forecast for this game was pretty easy. I just went on social media and I asked people what they thought the weather would be, because as we all know, social media is the only place where you can get completely truthful, non-biased, totally accurate, no misinformation news at the
Absolutely.
drop of a hat. So this is what they told me. Lady Fairy Fingers told me she was going to be wet, but I think that's what I might have just, I think I might have just got that. I think she might have just got the wrong end of a stick of what I asked.
Crossing the line.
Yeah.
Another profile called Camilla, it rhymes with Pamela 47, told me it was going to be a turbulent time with lightning and I could lose power at some point, but not to let anyone take my power. Oh, and this was a good one. Make America Gay Again, 69, told me he was definitely not leaving New York and he hasn't decided whether he was going to play next year or not. No, sorry, that's a totally different question I asked. That's probably just a DM. Ignore that one.
Oh my.
So, combining all the answers I got together, it looks like it's going to be clear, sunny, chilly, with temperatures of 37 degrees Trump elect, with no chance of rain and light southwesterly winds.
All right.
Chilly. Now, what to wear for this game? Well, if you go into Rutherford, my first suggestion is lots of layers. Because it's going to be about 2 degrees Celsius, 37 degrees Fahrenheit. You want to wear lots of layers to keep yourself toasty and warm. But if you are going to New Jersey, you could also honor any of the musical talent from the area. You could honor Whitney Houston, born in Newark, New Jersey. Just remember to take a shower before the game. Absolutely no bath. You could honor the boss. You could honor the boss, Mr. Bruce Springsteen, born in Long Beach, New Jersey. Just make sure that you sell all your tickets earlier on and don't sell any more of them for more than £5,000 a ticket. If I was going to this game, there really is only one person that I would be honoring. That's right. I would go as Jersey's own Frankie Valli.
Oh, yes.
It's very old school, complete with the pitch perfect vocals and a sharp looking suit. Just remember to come armored with some of his greatest hits, which were all written about Seahawks football. Actually, I mean, nobody realizes this, but it's all true. The first being "Big Girls Don't Cry." Well, of course, unless you're Taylor Swift at a Chiefs game and your face comes up on the screen, and then you've just got a burst into.
Yeah, I like the Fergie cover of that one. Yeah,
it's a good one. It's a good one. Or you could also make sure you using "Walk Like a Man" or "Run Like Kenneth Walker." And my personal favourite, though, "Can't Take My Eyes Off of You," which actually is a song all about Witherspoon staring down the next quarterback and diagnosing their next pass. So whatever you choose to wear, remember to put a Seahawks jersey over it and you will be good to go. With all that being said, it looks like it's going to be perfect Seahawks weather as long as you've got lots of layers on. And Moses, it's back over to you.
All right. Well done, Matt. Well, thank you so much for that wonderful not injury report. You do weather and fashion.
I do.
Dustin does injury. And now,
right.
let's just.
I think I might go with Silent Bob.
You might, yeah. But for now.
He's from Jersey.
You look a little like him.
You do, a little bit. Yeah. A little bit. And now let's go to church. Yes, it is Father Christmas. It is also your friend, Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Allen Church Seahawk Positivity. My gentlemen, how are we all this evening?
Doing well, thank you, Reverend. Doing well.
Yeah, good.
You should be doing well. The team's doing well. It's been indeed a fun couple of weeks, has it not? And a time to give thanks, and it is truly a time to be thankful in the true power that has led us towards the promised land, and that is Seahawk Positivity. As always, my church organist Cleolanda. Cleolanda. She returned home. She's been in quite a good mood. In fact, she was quite a gracious host at our annual Church of Seahawk Positivity Thanksgiving feast that we had yesterday. In fact, she was the star of the festivities. Her and her band. She delighted the crowd with her band, Cleolanda and the Flaming Jets. Their brand of metal, country, and jazz fusion had everyone up dancing and excited. It was awful. People were filled with dread and excitement and fear. But I digress. I feel like getting a little church up here, friend. It is easy to overlook the one power that may take us to the promised land, but we will continue to move forward, always moving forward. As we move forward, we stay focused on the true power that is Seahawk Positivity. Reading from the book of the 2024 NFL season, chapter 12, verses 7 to 14. Victorious, they did move forward. They headed east towards the land of Lady Liberty and Big Apples, and there they were met by jets that wanted to ground us, but we were too powerful in the light of Seahawk Positivity, and those jets were grounded themselves, and they were defeated, and there was much rejoicing. Yes, my friends, this is the word of Seahawk Positivity. If you believe in the word of Seahawk Positivity, let's hear an amen nice and loud.
Amen.
There you are, and if you believe in our power to give our defense the ability to make Aaron Rodgers dream of Will and Grace. Let's hear it. I'm in.
I don't think we need to do much to make that happen.
Make your own reference there.
I am in.
If you believe in the power to give our offense the ability to score more than Robert De Niro wherever Robert De Niro wants to score, let's hear it. I'm in. That's allowed.
Man,
That man calls his own shots. You know he does. We're loud and proud. Listen, just Jets win and forget about it. Forget about it. You know what Jets stands for? Just to end the season. That's what's going to happen soon. It's going to end soon. And not before we throw those little green men out on the ground like they owe us some money. This has been your self-appointed Reverend Moses, the St. Paul Island Church Seahawk Positivity. Praise Large and praise Cortez, praise Walter Jones, praise Kenny Easley. And as always, go Hawks. And coming up next is our predictions, our prognostications, and game balls for that game between your Seattle Seahawks and those New York Jets. And that's coming up right after this.
You are watching the 12-Man Fan Jam Show, a Seahawk Positivity production.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
It's the fourth quarter, bitches!
Yes, this is your fourth and final quarter of episode 1215, your at Jets edition of your 12-Man Fan Jam Show. I am Moses, he's Matt, he's Dustin, he's Will, and Little Mo's working, so he is not part of the posse this evening, but we do have his prediction, prognostication, and game ball for everybody. But before we do that, I always like to get a piece of pizza from our area that we are playing in Moses Pizza of the Week. Now, to do Pizza of the Week this week, I looked here in Indianapolis, in the heart of America, in Indiana, and I said, what is, to Google, the best New York pizza place in Indianapolis? And they gave me this place called Manhattan Pizzeria, which is just up the street from here. And I'm going to tell you, this is, when you think of New York pizza, you think of this. This is, yeah. That's
I think
New
of
York
Ninja
pizza.
Turtles.
That's a New York pizza. I mean, that's one you could fold up and whatever. Supposed to be the best New York pizza in Indianapolis. So I have no doubt that this is going to be delicious, but let's go ahead and do this. Yeah, that's crap. No, I'm kidding. No, it's really good.
I say it might be a little
God.
cold at this point.
It is, but don't matter.
Yeah.
It's made one of the best pizzas I've ever had, no lie. Wow. That's New York style pizza, really big. You can fold it.
Yeah.
And that is definitely, because you can do this with it. You're supposed to fold it and eat it like, a sandwich or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That is amazing pizza right there. Manhattan Pizzeria here in Indianapolis. Little tiny place, wasn't very big. And they spoke Italian to each other, which is kind of cool. I don't know if they were saying I was, but anyway. That doesn't matter.
Only Italian I know is from France, the whole Vaffanopoli.
Yeah. I gave him a big tip, so they're very happy. Joe, Little Mo is not here. Not Little Joe. Little Mo is not here to do his
Neither of them are.
For his Madden prediction challenge. So we'll go right to the predictions, prognostications, and game balls this week. Seahawks are 1.5 point favorites. The over and under for us is 41.5, which is quite a drop off. It's been 47 and 48. Team 12, Jose 24-13. Hawks, game ball, K9, prognostication, defense gets 3 sacks. Mike Pascal, who'll be joining us probably next week, maybe next couple of weeks. Hawks 24, Jerks 17. That's jerks if you spelled. Game ball to K9, prognostication. Seahawks have less interceptions than the Jets. Chris Balding, who joined us on our live show. Seahawks 31, Jets 20. Game ball to Witherspoon. Prognostication, 2 passing touchdowns for the Seahawks. This is the way. Andy, Seattle 35, Aaron and the Jets 17. Game ball to JSN. 3 Seahawks score touchdowns. Jimmy, the Jets have a ton of talent. I don't think the record comes close to showing it. The Hawks are locked in, especially on defense. I think they give Aaron problems all day. Spelled E-R-I-N. Hawks win a borderline snot knocker, 23-16. Prognostication JSN with yet another touchdown. Game ball to JSN. And then the Kerry Sean combination, 24-20. Rodgers, 2 interceptions. Game ball Walker. For us, Statsman Mark has yet to report, but Lil Mo did say 28-17 Seahawks. Rodgers with 2 interceptions and game ball to Witherspoon. Maddie from merry old England. What you got, sir? I'm going to eat a piece while you're talking. I'm going to take another bite.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is going to be Seahawks 27, Jets 13. I'm going to give game ball to Walker, and my prognostication is 2 rushing touchdowns for the Seahawks.
All right. Well done.
Thanks.
Dustin.
Yeah, I also think the Jets are going to get 13. I think the defense is going to hold strong. They've been playing really well. I think they're going to ride that momentum. I see no reason to not against the Jets.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be real good. I think Seahawks, we have our offensive struggles and tend to turn the ball over more than we want to. So I'll keep them a little bit lower. I'll say 24 for them.
All right.
I won't go as high as some of the other guys.
All right.
Game ball. I really, really want Woolen to get a game ball. I want him to play well, so I'm going to stick with Woolen this week again.
It'll happen.
Prognostication. Let's see. Not a real one, but because I know we're not going to accept it. Let's say there's going to be at least 4 times when they show Aaron Rodgers angry, befuddled, and blaming somebody else for his shitty throw.
The over-under is 4. The over-under is 4.
Yeah.
We should give him that one. We should give him that.
He gives that Jim look like from the office at the camera. He's like,
yeah. Yeah. It's like, dude, you threw it way wrong, somewhere else. But yeah. No, real prognostication. I want to get the running game back on board too. So I'm going to say we're going to have over 100 yards rushing as a team.
All right. Nice. All right. Will, what you got, buddy?
I am also going 27-13.
I really hope they get 13.
That would really help our bottom line.
It really would.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm thinking my prognostication, Seattle gets 3 or more sacks because Ron can't move around like he used to.
Right.
And my game ball is going to Big Cat, Leonard Williams.
Nice.
Riding that wave of momentum.
Yes, it's Leonard Williams' house. We're all just living in it.
Yes, we are.
Yes, we are. I guess it's time for me now. All right. The Seahawks have returned from their bye week as a bird of truly a different feather. After convincing wins against the 49ers and the Cardinals, the Seahawks head to the Big Apple, take on the overhyped and disappointing Jets. Offensively, the Jets are led by none other than show legend Aaron Rodgers, shown here daydreaming about his favorite movie, Magic Mike. Maddie has allegedly showed almost weekly that Aaron may actually dance to the beat of a different drummer himself. Not that there's any problem with that. There isn't. Unfortunately for Jets fans, his choice of sleep mate has been the most intriguing aspect of Rodgers since he put on the Jets green. This year, 17 touchdowns and 7 interceptions are hardly big buck numbers. The Jets are coached by... Wait a minute. You're coached by...
Yeah, update.
Oh, here it is. Jeff Ulbrich. Jeff Ulbrich, shown here just realizing that they weren't kidding and he is actually the new head coach, is hoping to turn this 3-8 Jets team around and head in the right direction, but not this week. Watch my game ball JSN make the Jets wish they were already grounded for the season. Watch our Seahawks defense throw Aaron Rodgers to the ground at least 4 times. For sex, by the way, not the way Aaron likes, apparently. Jets. Just end the season already. Seahawks, time to take a bite out of that Big Apple. Seahawks win by a score of Seahawks 31, Jets 17. Book it.
Jets suck.
And with that, we are booking and ending our 12 Man Fan Jam Show, episode 1215. We're so glad that you joined us. I'm still chewing on apple, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
We're so glad you joined us. We hope you had a lot of fun. We hope
Who's
you learned a
Apple?
little something. You laughed a little something. It's a big apple.
Oh, Big Apple. Okay.
Yeah, big apple.
Oh,
Stuff like that.
It's like listening to Charlie Brown.
We hope that you you learned a little something and you laughed a little. On behalf of Matt and Dustin and Will and Little Mo and Statsman Mark and those behind the scenes who you don't see and those that you do, this is your self-appointed Reverend Moses of the St. Paul Island Church of Seahawk Positivity saying until next time, and as always, go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Go Hawks.
Take a bite out of that big apple this weekend, boys.
Mm-hmm. Certainly hope so.
Apple and pizza, they don't mix very well.
No.
Better. I mean,
Pineapple.
At least you didn't try a pizza with apple slices on it this week.
That would be
Yeah.
disgusting.